Well, hello everyone. This is Ron, and I'm here with you to bring another episode of Empire Coins and Collectibles. What are we going to talk about today? Well, it's another alert. It's alert number 2. Alerts are provided to you as far as an awareness item. It could be to be on the lookout for, but it could also be a warning, a caution about certain sellers, about certain conditions, about what you might be doing that is not optimal in your coin collecting. So we're going to get to the details in just a moment. But before we do, if you could like, share, and subscribe, that would help us immensely. And I'm sure that Miss Empire is pointing around somewhere on here, or perhaps before, a reminder that we are having a 50 subscriber milestone giveaway, where we're giving away a 2010 £2 coin from Great Britain. It is a double die verse, and it's a beautiful coin. It's already certified by Annex, and I think she's got pictures of it that she's shared with you. Okay, enough of that. Let's go ahead and get started. So perhaps the backstory is best to kind of relate before I get into the details. If you've watched any of my previous episodes, you know that I collect doubled die coins, double die verse, double die reverses. So I'm always on the lookout to add more coins to my doubled die collection. And, it's that old adage, when you buy a lot or several of them, you keep the best and you sell the rest. And I give them over to my lovely bride, and she puts them on Empire Coins and Collectibles, the eBay store. But here's the thing. When I get the coins in, as I said, I don't just buy one or two. I buy several, and then I send them in to be certified by Annex. Now, why do I do that? Well, there's a few reasons for that. The first reason, of course, is if you found a coin that is fairly unique and it is in a pristine state or a good state, not good as in certification, but a good enough state to add to your collection, then you need to protect it. And what I do is I take the best examples and I send them into Annex, and I've sent a few in to NGC as well, but primarily Annex. I like the look of the packaging that Annex provides in the slab. I like the colors involved, and the service is excellent. But in any case, the cost is really good too from that standpoint. So I have it slabbed to protect it. If it's not protected, it will degrade over time. And a lot of people, they're more coin hunters and gatherers than they are collectors. They'll find an interesting coin, throw it in the drawer, throw it in a box or a jar with other coins. And over time, as they rattle around, they get damaged and degrade in their state. What might have been a pristine state now becomes a circulated state or a damaged state. The other thing or reason why I send it in is it tells me what it is precisely. We have the opinion of professional graders, and they will tell you which one of the double dies it is, what variety and name is it given, and there's a lot more information. And in many cases, you may think it's a single type of error, and that may come back and inform you that it is multiples of errors on that coin, and they call it out. So it puts it in a known state for me as I add it to my personal collection. Then when I retrieve it and look at it and organize my collection, I know where to put it. The other reason, of course, one would say is if you decided to sell it, it's easier to transact in certified or slabbed coins than it is in raw coins. Now, there are some personalities out on YouTube who are great mentors and a great source of information, but they will tell you, don't certify your inexpensive coins. And generally, that's pretty good advice. But when it comes to preserving a unique coin in its current state, there's nothing better than slabbing it. As a matter of fact, when you put a coin in a sleeve, right, like this, What you may not realize are these little tabs from the staples arc up over and stand above the surface of the coin flip. And when you put a bunch of coin flips in a box or a drawer, or even one of those regular coin boxes for storage, and you slide that in across other coins, even though they have this thin film of plastic on it, that metal could, as it slides across that coin, damage the coin. So I always do this when I do put them in coin flips. I'll take every coin that I put in a coin flip and I'll go around and I will mash down on the staple tabs that stick through the other side such that they're at or lower than the surface of the coin flip itself. And that's just me taking precautions. But the coin flip is second best, if you will, to protecting the coin, where a slab does a pristine job of that. And the slab is hermetically sealed, meaning that it keeps out perhaps corrosive environments, wet environments, and so forth, and protects the coin long term. Now, what's the backstory after all that? I found a double die on eBay, and I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Do we have it up? I may have to go back and do this. Let's put it back up here. All right. Let me share my screen here. And this is the coin that I bought. Looks good, doesn't it? Notice it is a 2009 Formative Year Lincoln Cent DDR 051. Now, I have several 2009 Formative Year Lincoln Cents DDRs. I don't think I have the 051. So I was ecstatic when I saw this. And I'm looking at the price. The price was $15 plus shipping. Now shipping and handling was 57 cents. You can see it right here. What a deal. It could be uncirculated, but most likely it is not uncirculated. Now, in that particular case, what this simply means is that if it's uncirculated and I receive it and I look at it and determine it's good enough to send into annex, it's going to protect it and conserve the state that it's in, and perhaps it'll make it profitable if I decide to sell it at some point in the future. Now, as far as the personality on YouTube, those personalities that say that you shouldn't slab low-cost coins, I have bought coins today that were relatively inexpensive, and tomorrow, and by the way, that's a metaphorical tomorrow. Tomorrow could be tomorrow, next week, next month, next year, 5 years from now. At some later date, the collecting community discovers the coin and it goes up and up and up in value. And you already have it certified and slabbed, right? So I wanted to buy this coin thinking that, there's a chance it's uncirculated, but probably not. So look at this. I'm going to hover over here. You see the thumb, the left thumb here. I think you can see my cursor. Well, look at this. This looks like a second thumb, perhaps an elongated second thumb, just below the proper thumb of the left hand. And I thought, wow, this is one that I don't have. I'm going to buy it. It looks like at first blush, it's in good condition. Now, if you went in and looked at, and when I say good, I'm not talking about the actual rating of good. I'm talking about it's in a good enough state that I'm going to be interested in. But if you look at the original listing, the seller doesn't say anything about the coin other than presenting the photographs, which is good. He took great photographs, and a write-up that simply says this is a 2009 DDR of the Lincoln Formative Years coins. And I'm paraphrasing, but it's a couple of sentences all he said. He didn't say this is uncirculated. He didn't say this is brilliant uncirculated. He didn't even say it's circulated. He just put that original statement up there. But here's the thing. Before you buy the coin, you should buy the book and learn all you can about the coin. And then before you buy the coin, inspect it really good, really well, in great detail. You're looking for reasons why not to buy the coin. That's the key. You're not looking for reasons to buy the coin. You're looking for reasons not to buy the coin, right? And so if I had looked at the photographs a little more in a little more detail, I might have seen some things in them that would say, Ron, you might not want to spend the $15 to buy it. Now, $15 is not a lot of money, but you don't want to just throw money away. Obviously, you want to spend money and add to your collection. But the cost was nominal, and so I went ahead and ordered it. Look at the subtle details I should have picked up on. Look up in here, right? You see some scratches all in the same direction. Over here on this side of the cent and the lettering, you'll see that as well. Up above his left shoulder, you'll see more. I'm going to show you the big view of the coin as he's presented it in the photographs. Now see, this photograph is a very good presentation of the coin, but there are some hidden defects that you do not see just because of how the light is showing the coin or illuminating the coin. And light is key. No matter what you're doing with in terms of buying coins, you need to inspect them under the proper light. This coin looks pretty good, but there's some darker areas. It does appear to have some of the original mint luster. And that's goodness too. So I thought, well, it's a great value. I'll go ahead and buy it. And then if it's good enough, and my next shipment to Annex, I'll send it in with the others and have it certified. Now, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to stop the share. And we're going to look at it under my coin microscope. So bear with me while I change the camera view. And there it is. Looks good, doesn't it? Right? And it is exactly what I bought. And I always do that. As soon as I get something in that I bought from eBay or some other auction house or from overseas, I look at it intently to make sure, is this the coin that I bought? And yes, indeed, it is. No problem there, right? But when I first got it, and this is perhaps the first part of the alert, I looked at it in poorer light under a ×10 loop. And I thought, coin's good enough. I'm happy with it. I went ahead and left a response to the seller, a good response. Received it, happy with the coin. I'm done, right? And so the seller probably found the coin in coin roll searches. He found it for a penny. He sold it for $15. He's happy. At this point in time, I'm happy. And that's what a transaction is all about. Both benefited from that transaction, or at least that's what I thought. So I brought it up to my desk a little bit later. And by the way, there was perhaps a week or two before I opened the coin up. And that's a key piece of information. I'll get bundles of things coming in from suppliers. And it might be one day I do a bulk opening of all the things that I've received. And it might be the next week or the week after that. Well, there was like a 1 to 2 week return time asserted in the listing. So if I weren't happy with the coin, as long as I returned it within that finite amount of time, and we'll just go ahead and share that screen one more time to show you. I believe it's this. Okay, we're going to get out of that, go back to the listing. And if you look right here, 14-day return policy. So I could have gotten all my money back had I opened it up soon enough and looked at the coin, but that's the first part of the alert. I didn't. The second part of the alert is I looked at it when I first received it under less than ideal situation, and I left feedback. Okay. Now you might say, well, what's the problem, Ron? And we're looking at this, and I don't know if you can see my cursor here, but there's a little bit of dark spots up here. No big deal. Some crud has come into the P down here on pluribus. That's kind of a hint. It's circulated. I mean, it's been in circulation. But let me change the light position on the microscope. Look what's showing up now. See those scratches? And let me show up over here. Look at the scratches down here. You can see them now. Right under the cent. These scratches, and let me lower it, but perhaps that'll be better. I'll put it back in focus. And now let's illuminate it. Look at all these scratches here. There's certain ways you can orient the coin and the scratches become really evident. Okay, now you can see a lot of them right now. Where's my toothpick? They are much more prevalent when you orient a certain way, but in the regular light, there's scratches all through here, and there's scratches right in there. And notice down here, there's some dull looking part of the coin. Over in here, there is up in here and up in here. It looks like it has original luster. But since all the scratches are in the same direction, look at that. It appears to be cleaned. It appears to have been cleaned. And that really ruins a coin. Any value it might have had is pretty much ruined. Let me get this in focus. There we go. That's better. Even though this is a double die, and I'm very happy with it because look at that doubling right there on that thumb. This coin appears to have been cleaned. Now, I'm not saying that the seller did this, but he perhaps certainly was obligated more so in my book to highlight the condition of the coin. But the pictures he showed generally did not, I'll say it this way. The coin was shown in its best light, and therefore light is the key word. It wasn't shown so that the scratches were easily seen. And you can see how they crop up as I change the positioning of the coin and of the lights. I mean, yes, okay. So that's a shame, perhaps a little bit on the seller, but I put most of that responsibility on me because the seller did not characterize the coin in any state. He didn't say it was brilliant uncirculated. He didn't say it was circulated. He showed the coin with good pictures, of course, perhaps again in the best light, and he just stated what it was. Now, even if I could send the coin back, here's the rub of the matter. I am not going to return the coin. If I could have, I would not. Why? This is a cheap lesson learned. I'll always point to this coin, pull it out and look at it when I'm contemplating buying something more expensive. And it's going to remind me that I must do the due diligence, as you must when you get ready to buy a coin to add to your collection. If you do not, you're playing roulette. You're just spinning the wheel, hoping that the marble drops on your cube and you will win, or your slot. No, you don't build a collection by a shotgun approach or by a haphazard approach. If you want the best of the best, you have to inspect the coin to make sure that what little money you may have to spend on coins to enhance your collection, that money is properly spent. And that is alert number 2. All right, guys and gals, I think that I'm done. I do hope that you like what I presented to you. And please know, sometimes we, the buyers, are as much part of the problem as the sellers are. And with that, my friends, as the music plays, you guys take care of yourself, good hunting, and all